guys, and welcome to the Shifty Crab podcast. It's our weekly podcast where you get to join myself, the best beard in the business, Mr. Vince Haley, and also the pun master general and the retro king himself, Mr. Terry Jess. Guys, how are you both doing today?
Good. Real good.
It's podcast time, baby. Let's go.
Woo. Can't be anything other than ecstatic when it's podcast time.
Oh, yeah.
Love it.
Ready to go. Yeah, we've got a lot to get through today as well. I've got some things that I want to bring up. But guys, if you didn't know, this is where we just let it all hang out, you know. We just put it all on the table.
Literally.
Yeah, we shake it about a little bit. We do the hokey cokey. And we turn around. Oh, yeah, Vince, that's just gone. Like,
well, over here, it's the hokey pokey.
Oh.
With a P.
No, it's the hokey cokey.
Did not know that.
No. That just
Hokey.
sounds like a
Hokey.
British thing made to fuck with Americans.
No,
Sounds
seriously.
like
Like-
slang for drugs.
It's the hokey cokey.
Yeah.
Huh.
You turn around, that's what it's all about. Obviously, it's the
Weird, right?
hokey cokey. Like, anyway, welcome
You
to
even
the
have a
Hokey
different
Cokey
song
podcast.
for it? What the hell?
What's your hang on, we'll do the intro in a minute. Like, what is your song for the hokey cokey / hokey pokey?
Oh, man.
It's you
I
put
don't
your
even-
left leg in, your left leg out, in, out, in, out, shake it all about. You do the hokey cokey and you turn around. That's what it's all about.
So it's literally the
It's
same.
definitely like a different, it's literally the same except for one word.
But
which makes
pokey.
No sense.
It's pokey. Pokey. I don't even know if it's
Not
an
having
English
it.
or American song. So I don't know who's
Our
got the
American
origin here.
viewers, please defend me in the comments.
Welcome to Campaign Mode DLC, where we
Vince-
discuss the origins of hokey cokey.
Vince is
/
making
hokey
this up.
pokey.
Vince is making this up. It's 2 against 1.
Absolutely not.
It's 2 against 1.
Help me out,
As
comments.
always,
please.
Vince, you're outnumbered.
Of course.
The English are coming. Sorry, the British are coming.
There you go.
But,
The red
You
capes
got
are
that
coming.
one right.
yeah. Yeah. So anyway, this is our podcast where we discuss various things like the hokey cokey / pokey, we just have a good time. If you want to see some of our other shows, we have our news break, which is our full-length breakdown of all the week's gaming news. We also have our campaign mode, which is where we debate all the biggest topics in gaming and pop culture and everything else. And we also have the Sunday Fun Day Challenge, which is our Sunday trivia extravaganza, where Vince puts me and Terry through our paces to see who is the Shifty Crab Sunday Fun Day champion. So join into any of them if you want to see them. But guys, as always, which is the new tradition, I say as always, it only happened last week, which is the tradition on this podcast. What are you guys drinking? What are we drinking today? Like, we're going to go to Terry first.
I've just got a rum and coke.
Rum and
Today.
Coke? Which one?
Yeah.
Sailor Jerry's, Navy, spiced? What are we going with?
Oh,
Morgan,
it's just like I can't remember. It's just like a basic white rum. I'm not messing
white
about.
rum.
It's just no,
Okay,
nothing special. Nothing special.
Vince, obviously you've gone for your dark ale, of course. You wouldn't have made a mistake at all.
Oh, of course not. I would definitely not pick up Blue Moon Belgian White and not just regular Belgian wheat. I wouldn't do that at all. It's so
he's gone for
unfortunate.
some weak ass shit.
It's so unfortunate.
What you got, Adam? What's going on?
I'm still on the Tennessee Fire.
Of course.
The JD. Do you know it's my podcast drink of choice? Jack Daniels. Just in case they're watching, you know, you gotta shoot your shot.
Who are you talking to?
Just gonna bring it in like that.
Why don't you try this new Makoko hot chocolate?
I'm just going to put a sponsorship under the bottom. If you want to pay us, they can pay us. It's just been, it does not seem like a week since we sat down and had our last podcast.
No.
Right.
So much has gone on. We've got a lot to talk about today, actually. Like,
It's
obviously
flown by.
It's flown by, but it's seems like a lot's happened in that time. Like, number one, don't know if you guys noticed, got a haircut. Did it myself. So apart from the back, obviously I had to get a bit of assistance on the back.
How did you do it yourself? Like, because my wife gave a bit of a trim up, not much, but just because it was just getting out of control, as I mentioned last time.
Yeah, so I Welcome to the hairdressing podcast, guys. I like to go quite high on the sides. This is really weird in a mirror view. High on the sides. So I just went in with a 3.5 millimeter. I don't know what the number is on that. Went up, blended it in a bit lower at the bottom, and did my line with my where the fringe was, where the thingy was, on both sides. Did most of the back. Got Casey to finish the back, and then on the top, I just cut it with scissors. I started working at the back, wet it, and started cutting it with scissors until I stopped looking like a homeless person and started to look more as I did before lockdown. It's not the best even cut, but on camera, it does the job. But yeah, I think it doesn't look too bad. Like, it's not. Yeah, it doesn't take too long. As long as you take your time with it and you make sure you do the sides properly, then you're not too bad of it. And you just make sure you have a good line. But yeah, so I did that, and my dog got his cone off as well this week, so that was good. He's back to full energy and annoyance. He's making up for lost time, so that's been interesting. I would say. Yeah, but what have you guys been up to? Anything good?
Oh man, watched the Snyder Cut.
Oh yeah, we're going to get to that.
Yeah, I'm sure we'll talk about it in a bit. That's been just that alone has taken up a watching it in parts a few of my evenings. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's been a busy week for me as well. It was George and my son. It's his birthday, his 5th birthday.
Oh, was it? Oh,
yeah. So we had all that. And
you have a PS5, Xbox One, Xbox X. No,
yeah, not quite. He got a new bike and a bunch of other stuff. So yeah, that was a busy weekend. So yeah, for me, it's just like I had a lot go on. It's just kind of flown by. And yeah, when he came around to I think it was this morning, I was like, oh my god, it's podcasting night tonight. How has it been?
It just appears. It's like,
it does.
Nice. Just a quick side on that before we head up to you. Like, I would say a bike is probably top tier gift as a kid.
Yeah.
Like I'd say a bike's up there. When you get a bike, you're like, I've got the Need for Speed. I'm off now. Evel Knievel. Here I go.
Is it still though? I mean, because I don't know. Like, I don't know if this is the same. If this is a regional thing. If it's like a country, I don't know, but I feel like when we were kids, you were just out on your bike all the time, like just all the time. Like, and obviously there was like the balance because I still, played video games and obviously did a lot of stuff at home. But I felt like you were just on your bike everywhere until and you know what I mean. And I don't. Is it still the same with kids these days? I don't feel like it is as much.
I don't know. Yeah, it's difficult. You don't seem to see as many kids out on bikes. Like, it used to be that a bike was like having a car for me. Like, I'd get on.
Yeah, it was like freedom, wasn't it? Yeah, it was just like, oh my God, I'm just going to go over it.
There I go. Like, distance was no issue as well. When you're young, you're like, well, that's 5 miles. Be there in 10 minutes. Up.
Yeah.
Like, and then I was there. Like,
your mate jumps on the back, like,
Oh yeah, I had someone on the front. I remember my friend had a BMX, and he had the pegs at the front, so someone was stood on the front.
Yeah.
Like, we're like doing like those like stunts, basically balancing out like this as we went down the road. Like, yeah, like, and he did stupid stuff as a kid, man. Like, we should have died, really. But yeah. But for Vince, was it a big thing for you as a kid getting a bike, or?
No, because like. It really, in America, depends on where the fuck you live. Because, like, you guys, obviously, you're about 5 miles from anything. So, obviously, a bike, you can go anywhere you want. Yeah. Here in America, it really depends on where you live if you're actually going to use that bike.
Sure.
Pretty much. Especially if you live, like, in the country, as I used to as a kid. Because you get a bike, that thing better have the ability to go through dirt with no problem, or over hills or anything, or else you're wasting your time. Like, you had to have absolutely a sports bike or something that can handle rough terrain, or else you're just going to be eating dirt the whole time.
That makes sense.
Yeah, it really depends. Really
it's
depends.
Not quite the same, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, for me, it was
When I did move,
anywhere.
when I did move and we lived in a smaller town, there was always like a trail we would walk. And there'd still be kids out there on bikes and stuff. So obviously, if you have that, bike's great. You know, go out with a family, ride your bikes, get on your skateboards and stuff.
Oh, living the
Kids,
dream.
man. Right?
Yeah, I suppose the gaming console was the top tier. Like when you opened up a gaming console, that was like, this is the moment. This is top tier. Like the world is just about to change for me. When I remember opening up my PlayStation 1, and losing my shit. Like I was just like,
it's funny.
Endless.
Now, was that birthday or Christmas?
So,
because it's funny you say that, because I was thinking this the other day. I always associate new consoles, unwrapping the new consoles, as a Christmas thing.
Yeah, never gone for my birthday.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like, and I was like, because I was thinking like, you know, I eventually, like soon, I'm looking at like maybe this Christmas or something, like getting one of the kids or both the kids a Switch. And I was thinking, and I'm trying to think like when would be a good time to get it. And there's something I'm thinking, Christmas just seems to work better for that. Like it's just that it seems like a thing. You have it under the tree, it's that excitement. Yeah, and definitely. I didn't know if that was just something that was just in my head or if that was a thing for everyone, like to prefer, like.
No, yeah, I think for me, because consoles obviously usually come out back end of the year. My birthday's in July, so nothing came out really. I got a Switch for my birthday actually. Of Casey, she got me a Switch for my 30th. Great kids present, I know. So I got that. So that's the only time really I think I've ever got a console for my birthday. The rest of the time, it was always Christmas. I remember, I think it was the PlayStation 2. I think it could have been the original Xbox. I decided to try and save up for it, and then whatever I was missing, my grandma was gonna put towards it. That was the plan. So I did chores throughout the year and just trying to save up the money. Basically, I started in about August, and by December, I'd saved about £12. So I wasn't very close to the thing, so I wasn't expecting it. But in the end, she bought me it anyway. Nice. But I remember with my £12 that's going, I don't think I'm gonna make this. I don't think this is gonna work. I should have done more chores, really. So Christmas has always been the console time. I think you're absolutely right with that.
See, as a gamer, my birthday, I feel, could not fall on a better time, which is November the 20th.
Oh, and you're getting all the big ones.
And everything, like I specifically remember like the PlayStation 1 days, like Tomb Raider was my favorite franchise. And every year, the new Tomb Raider which came out annually, came out either on my birthday or like either side of it each day. Like I remember Tomb Raider 2, I think, came out the day before or the day after. So like, you know, birthday money, ka-ching, like it's straight on it. Like, and it was so cool. And the PlayStation 5, for example, PlayStation 5 came out the day before my birthday. So I literally spent my birthday, the day off work, just playing the PlayStation 5. Perfect. Like, so I love it.
Fond memories of that. What about you, Vince?
Oh, absolutely. Consoles are absolutely a Christmas thing because I'm kind of in the same boat as you, Adam. My birthday is in August. Ooh. And if you know anything about game releases, that is nothing comes out then. Absolutely nothing. So it's usually the day where I get, games I missed leading up to August. It's like the backlog day. Like, give me everything that I missed out on. Yeah. But Christmas is absolutely consoles. You hit that sweet time when either consoles are on sale or new consoles are just released. So always synonymous.
Yeah, definitely. We have a thing in the UK, and I know you have the day over there, but I don't know if it, like, obviously you have Boxing Day.
Kind of.
Yeah, kind of. But in England, Boxing Day is basically the start of the sales.
Right.
You have the Boxing Day sales, and I don't know if you did this, Terry, but if you got any money at Christmas or something like that, and my family didn't really, in the morning on Boxing Day, I'd go meet my best friend, and we would go to Woolworths or to Game Station or some Tesco or something like that, and we'd hit those sales and get some cheap games, and you just spend any money you got off great aunts and stuff like that. I'd be like, oh yeah, let's go. I've got like £40. Let's go buy like 5 games like in the sales, and you just go nuts. And then you hit these every Boxing Day. Like this was before Amazon and all you youngsters. Like it was before all of this. It was you had to go to a shop, and I remember like Boxing Day was to me was better than Christmas. Like because you could go see all these sales. You're like everything's so cheap, and then Amazon kind of ruined that, I guess. Like,
I don't remember ever doing that, but I know lots of people did. I know, like, you know, that was the day to go and get your stuff and all the sales and stuff like that. But I don't know. I just love Boxing Day anyway, because I was saying this to my wife, like Boxing Day is one of the best times around Christmas time, because it's like Christmas Day is awesome because it's like, you know, you see your family, you see everyone, you know, opening presents, stuff like that, but it's manic. And it goes so fast, like, because it's just one thing after boom, 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 like the dinner and all that. But then Boxing Day, I feel like that's the time you can finally take a breather, chill. You can play any new games you got, watch films that you just like, you know, that's the day I just want to just be in my pajamas. I just want to be crashing on the couch, watching Christmas movies, eat chocolate, eat leftovers from that Christmas dinner. You know what I'm saying? Like a turkey sandwich or something like that. And then just play some games. Just that's the day.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and that's how I used to love my Boxing Day. Now it's a little bit different now because we usually stay at my in-laws on the Christmas night. So Christmas Eve we'd be at home, Christmas morning we'd be at home, and we'd usually drive to my in-laws, and then we'd stay there for the night and then spend Boxing Day with them. And my brother-in-law and sister-in-law, they would come because she's Jehovah, so she doesn't really do Christmas Day. So they come and kind of do a separate celebration on, which is basically Christmas #2, but without the Christmas songs, basically, like without the songs on the TV. You still eat turkey, so I get 2 Christmas dinners, which for me is a dream. It's amazing. And they used to, well, they still do actually, but they run a rugby club, so it's a bar. So we just drink from the bar all day. We'd have table tennis set up, beer pong, challenges with chilies, and we just get absolutely battered. And I don't get drunk often, but many a Boxing Day I've been inebriated and and they can knock back some alcohol as well. Like, so like if you don't have a drink in your hand, there's something wrong on Boxing Day. So yeah, Boxing Day was always is. So this year's obviously different with COVID. But usually it's so much fun. Like it's like having 2 Christmases really. So it's great.
Vince, is Thanksgiving not too close to Christmas?
It's way too close.
You know what I mean? Could they not chosen a different time of the year to do Thanksgiving? I was thinking this because it's like very
Christmassy.
Yeah, it's very Christmassy, and even like more so from what I've seen, like it seems like in America that is your Christmas. Like I can't explain it, but it's like, you know, like
you have the turkey, you have the tree.
If you would get into together, like you can only get together your family and all your loved ones for one of those days, Christmas Day or Thanksgiving. What's it going to be? What would it be?
What would it be? It's definitely, I mean, usually generally our big family thing is Christmas Day. I mean, we obviously did 2 things, one for Thanksgiving and then Christmas, usually both pretty big, but you generally have more people coming for Christmas because even like, well, for both really, multiple people in the family have multiple things to go to, and it's easier to do Christmas than Thanksgiving because then you're just eating multiple times. until you want to die, essentially.
Oh yeah, it's a lot.
Basically.
For the uninitiated, i.e., myself, being just a peasant of an Englishman over here.
Right.
Obviously, I know the reason behind Thanksgiving and Christmas and stuff like that, but on the day, what is the difference?
On the day?
Yeah, because don't you eat turkey on both days? Don't you have your Christmas tree up for both days? The only thing I can think is different is pumpkin pie. Like,
really?
That's the only thing I know. You have pumpkin pie at Thanksgiving, no?
At both sometimes, depending on who brings what. It depends.
Exactly the same.
Well, the thing is, it's a general rule of thumb that you have to wait until after Thanksgiving to put up your Christmas tree.
Oh, okay.
Because otherwise you're just skipping Thanksgiving. But I mean, it's kind of the same, except without gift exchange or the
You don't do gifts at Thanksgiving. No gifts.
No. It's just about food. You get together, you eat a bunch, you watch football, and then you go pass out. Or you drink. It really just kind of depends.
It's like Christmas Day and Boxing Day rolled into one, because here, that Boxing Day, that's the day when you have there be like a big game on.
All the teams play on Boxing Day.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, which I've always thought that must really suck. That's the bad thing about football. Like,
you have to train on Christmas Day.
Yeah, but that's the other big thing. Yeah, you get on Boxing Day as well. But yeah, on Thanksgiving, you just got it all kind of rolled into one, haven't you? But except for obviously presents and stuff. But
essentially,
yeah. And it just always seems like there's like when you see it in like on TV and films like that, it just seems like everyone is just traveling from across the country if they can to be all together, like the family. And it seems like they do that more than on Christmas Day. But maybe I've got it wrong end of stick there.
I mean, it may just depend on like
the
family and stuff. Because my family every year is always like Thanksgiving and Christmas are the big ones.
Yeah,
we have like this huge get together both times. Usually the same amount of people come. Sometimes more on Christmas. It just really depends, It can vary family by family because some people might do things differently.
It's the same here. Some families aren't huge on Christmas, and some families don't do anything for Boxing Day, and some families do their Christmas on Christmas Eve or on Boxing Day, I guess. So
I
suppose it does. Which is Thanksgiving is the parade? Is that correct? Like is it the Macy's parade or whatever it is?
Parade,
that's Thanksgiving, yeah.
Yeah, that's Thanksgiving.
Okay,
that's usually like the big thing, other than football.
Which is basically just balloons, correct?
Yeah, it's just balloons. People going down the street in floats and stuff. It's
okay. We don't really have that in the
Never
UK.
actually watched it.
Not to that scale, no.
I've got a few more questions. I suppose one thing is America does a lot of things wrong. Like that's a known fact.
Yeah.
As do the UK, we do a lot of things wrong. But God, you guys know how to celebrate something. 4th of July, turns into like party central everywhere. I was trying to think,
pretty
Harry,
much.
What apart from Christmas, what do we have? Maybe August bank holiday. St. Patrick's Day is big.
Well, is it though? That's also, it just passed by.
London,
I know we're in lockdown, but like, in London, anything's bigger. Like, you know what I mean? You just like St. Patrick's Day. I couldn't even tell you like if it passed me by each year. Like, I wouldn't know. I don't know. There's no other.
Bank holidays are usually big.
Easter, there's like but then
not really.
No.
Pancake Day.
Pancake Day. Oh yeah, we get serious on Pancake Day.
Grove Tuesday. That in England, that is like should be a national holiday.
Oh, well, I celebrated Pancake Day this year, guys. I'll tell you that.
We have a debate in. Like, I know you've never met Casey, but I think you might. I don't know. Maybe this goes up in your expectations or down. And her whole family is this way. Mm-hmm. I come from a traditional family. We celebrate the right thing. We eat turkey at Christmas. And all of this. We're normal people. And on our pancakes, we have the traditional lemon and sugar. You can have extras, if you want to. That's the traditional one, lemon and sugar, some lemon juice and some sugar. They think that
I
this
always
is
forget.
abnormal.
Makes no
We'll get to that in a minute, Vince. But
Okay.
they think that that's abnormal. Their go-to is orange juice and sugar.
All right, what the hell?
What?
Exactly.
Neither of those sounds right to me.
Orange
Okay.
juice on the pancake?
Yeah, well, sometimes if they haven't got an orange, they will use some fresh orange. But
Don't know
mainly
how I
it's
feel
orange.
about that.
Yeah, squirted orange juice and sugar. And I'm like, that's not the normal. But they think I'm the weird one for lemon. I'm like, lemon is the staple.
So here's the thing. Here's where my British I let the Brits down here, because when it comes to pancakes, I'm American all the way.
Maple syrup.
Okay.
I prefer American pancakes.
I do too.
But
I do too.
I love cover them in maple syrup,
Some
and I love bacon, a crispy bacon on the side. Yeah, and that absolutely got it right. Absolutely nailed it. My wife, she likes lemon and sugar, and you know, that is like the standard, because like Vince, the English pancakes are more like the crepes. Yeah, crepes.
Okay.
So they're like very thin.
Okay.
Like I need to eat like about 20 of them, and like, I feel like I've actually had enough of them. But
yeah, because I don't understand how that's gonna hold your moisture very well from either the lemon or, I guess, orange.
They do though. They do. Yeah, they do suck it up, because you don't pour it on. You squeeze the lemon on top a little bit.
Yeah.
Lemon
and sugar is nice. It is good, but I always like, I just want to just douse it in syrup, or if not maple golden syrup or Nutella.
Maple and bacon. That's it. Maple syrup.
You can't beat maple and
crispy bacon. So we've got
absolutely
15, 20 minutes into the podcast, and we're on food.
Again, here we
go. Like,
we always
just divert back to it. Yeah.
That's our constant. Yeah. Like, we would just always revert back to the food.
Maybe we should eat beforehand.
Yeah. I always end up starving after this ends, and it's so late. I can't be raiding the fridge right now.
I have that dilemma, and I'm looking at my phone going, KFC is still open. Like, could I get a KFC and she not realize even though I'm next to her? No, obviously not. But so we always have this debate. She has orange juice, and
that's crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah, I think it's, when they told me this, I debated leaving. It's just I don't think I could get on board with this. But obviously I agree that American style pancakes are superior. Like,
now, I know you've mentioned the maple syrup, obviously, with the bacon.
Yeah.
But where do you stand on strawberries and bananas on top with whipped cream?
Yeah. I'm happy with. I'm happy. One or the other. I probably wouldn't have them at the same time. But yeah.
No.
Well, I don't mind it in a smoothie together, but the textures are too different. Like, I think, to enjoy together.
I'm not a big fan of bananas.
I like a strawberry and banana smoothie. You don't like bananas, did you say?
I'm not a big fan of bananas. I'll eat them because, you know, they're good for you and stuff like that. But I'm not a fan of the texture, not a fan of the flavor. Strawberries I'll have on pancakes, like with cream, but I can go without. You know?
Yeah, I guess. Do you want me to blow your mind about bananas?
Go on.
Blow your mind. I don't know if you have a banana in your house, Vince.
Not at the moment, no.
It's a shame you're not going to be able to test this. But if you eat a banana and hold your nose, you will taste absolutely nothing. And then when you let go of your nose, all the flavor will come back. Because banana is such a highly it's the smell that we taste, basically. So that's what our mind kind of substitutes the smell for the taste. That's why when you drink a banana milkshake or something like that, it tastes nothing like a banana. Like, our brain substitutes it, basically. That's why you can't get anything that actually tastes like a banana. Even but if you eat a banana and hold your nose, next time you have one, you'll look weird, but do it. And then hold your nose. You won't taste anything, and then as soon as you let go of your nose, all that banana flavor will come straight back to you.
Interesting.
It's a little bit of that.
Where do you guys stand on bacon and peanut butter sandwiches?
No, I don't like peanut butter.
Never had it. How do you not like peanut butter? Peanut butter is like the best thing.
Not a nut fan.
Right. First of all, Adam, you're crazy. Vince, how you're a fan of peanut butter and you haven't tried this?
I haven't tried it with bacon. No.
Do you know what? The amount of people that I've spoken to that haven't tried it and they're like, they find it weird. But I mean, when you really think about it, it makes a lot of sense. I mean, if you look at like any Asian cooking, they put like kind of peanut butter and everything.
Satay.
Exactly. Like, it's so good. Once you have it, it's just hard to go back to anything. Like it's anything else. But you got to get it. Like you got to make it good. You got to get like some good, like thick, crusty bread. Make it. It's got to be Skippy. Get some Skippy on there.
Skippy, not
and
Jif? Skippy, not Jif.
Yeah, I mean, would you put Jif above Skippy?
Potentially, yeah, probably.
Really? Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
To me, I mean, Skippy is absolute ultimate for me. And you got to get some good crispy bacon. Wow, what that is just ultimate sandwich right there.
Here's a little question, still on the food topic. What is,
of course,
your weirdest food that you like? I can give you mine as an example. Like, okay. I really like raw potato, not with the skin on.
What?
Not with the skin on.
I'm with you there, though. I'm with you there.
What are you talking about? What situation have you been in to eat a raw potato?
When my grandma used to make the roast dinners, she had to cut me some to a side, and I just eat the raw potato. It's delicious.
Yeah.
Wash it.
It's no different.
Peel it, and then just eat it.
It's basically like unfried, I guess, crisps. As you would call them.
Great. It's really, really good.
Absolute madman.
Terry, on the podcast, please, next week, just bring a potato. Peel it, wash it, chop it into a cube, and just.
I can't even eat. Because I make fun of my dad, because one of my dad's favorite meals is he likes pork chops and boiled potatoes, and I always used to joke, like, why would you can do so many things to a potato, like anything, just chuck it in the oven, like, and you're gonna just boil it.
Yeah, there's a lot of better things. I'm not saying it's the pinnacle of potatoes.
Mash it, chuck some cheese in it, like mash it up, like. So, like, having a boiled potato, that alone, but raw, you just going straight raw.
It doesn't taste anything like a potato raw. Like, it's hard to explain what it tastes like.
I'm sure it doesn't. I'm sure it's just full of starch and.
It's so good though. Terry, please just promise me you'll cut yourself the tiniest cube. Just try it on the podcast. Like, just give it a nibble.
Yeah.
Like, come over to the starch side. Like, it's a. It is good.
This isn't like a weird one. Like, I'm sure this is very common. But I'm absolutely mad for like roast potatoes. So like when we do a roast, like I'm very particular over a Sunday roast dinner. I'm very particular for like with potatoes. They have to be like really crispy. And if I don't get them crispy, I've really just failed, and the whole day is just a failure really. And I just want to go to bed. But I will be like. That whole tray of potatoes, I'll just be finding all the little crispy bits, a little bit, and just and it's just pure. You're just eating just pure oil. Yeah, and just like, but it's just, and you feel ill afterwards. But oh man, I've just got a real craving for that stuff.
Like, Yorkshire puddings are, I'd say, the pinnacle of a roast dinner, though. You got to get the Yorkshire puddings right.
Yorkshire puddings, but for me, it's the roast potatoes. Yeah.
What about you, Vince?
Oh man, I don't do this anymore, but
that's always
going to be bad.
That's always a good caveat.
No.
That's when it's going to be bad.
Right, but I used to eat tomatoes basically like an apple.
I do that.
Grab a tomato and bite into it. Yeah,
see it.
That's fine.
It's great.
Yeah,
I used to have one in my packed lunch.
For the longest time, people called me weird for doing that. My wife was like, "How the hell do you do that?" I was like,
I love it.
It's a tomato. Like, it's no different, really.
Take that first bite. Hope you don't get squirted. Suck out all the middle, and then just eat it. It's delicious. I get the little cherry tomatoes now, and I just eat them out of the punnet.
Yeah,
it's like having a bag of crisps
in your mouth.
Yeah, it's eaten. Yeah, that's not a weird.
Also, lemons. I can eat lemons basically like an orange. And have no problem with it.
I love lemons. Yeah.
Absolutely.
I tell you what, me and Vince would have a great meal. We'd survive. Nothing has to be cooked. Everything's raw. Like, we're great. Like, if we were on a desert island, Terry would be there trying to get a light on his potatoes, going, I need these to roast. I need these to roast.
Where's the Tabasco? Like, I can't, like, for me, it's, I mean, it probably is weird to most people, but I put hot sauce or chili on everything. Like, they're really like, maybe like, I can't think of any meals really where I wouldn't want to add chili to it. Like,
probably not anything with gravy. I'd say, like, if it's like
but then if I'm having a roast dinner, then that would be a big old lump of Coleman's mustard on there.
Yeah, which will still give you a heat.
Yeah, I need some kick coming from somewhere. If I'm not, then I find it very bland. But I guess the weirdest thing I've had is like I've done like many times is if I have a pack of crisps and I'll just douse it with hot sauce or Tabasco.
Wow, I've not done that.
Interesting.
And then just like
that.
Yeah,
I dip it maybe sometimes in a bit of hot sauce, but no, very rare.
No, like if you just straight in the bag, just kind of just
I sometimes take, if it's a good quality crisp, like a ridge cut or something like that, like a max, something that's got a bit of hole to it. I'll put some jalapenos on it. I'll put jalapeno on it and eat it that way. Like you get a bit of that. But I don't douse it in hot sauce. I say what I do love. I'm not fussy with food, but I'm fussy with reheating food. I struggle with a lot of food. So like mince, I can kind of like reheat. So like if we make a big lasagna, I can reheat that for my lunch. But
lasagna is always better than reheated.
Yeah, and I think that. And what I do with that is when I go to reheat it, then I'll put hot sauce over the top of it. And then usually for me, I'll chuck a bit of feta cheese on top of it. I love Greek food. I lived there for quite a while. And,
olives. I am an olive addict.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of olives. Mainly the feta, the halloumi, the tzatziki, like all of that is top tier for me. But hot sauce though, man, I love a bit of hot sauce. I tell you what, we found a local butcher's actually in a garden centre, funnily enough, and they had this it was like a ball of basically steak, but they had injected it with cheese and chilies and then coated it in like a chili flake sauce, and then you put it in the oven for 30 minutes, and man, it was hot.
What was it called?
They made it there. They were just called chili cheese balls, but it wasn't. They made it in the butcher's.
Yeah, that's so weird. That is so weird. We have a local butcher's in the town here, and it's really good butchers, and they do the same thing. They do their own little meals, which you can heat up. And one of them is pretty much what you're describing. I think they call it like the chili bomb or something. And it's literally the same thing.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, it's like a ball of the meat, and it's laying in like sauce, and you heat it up, and it's really hot, but it's so good. So good.
This one wasn't laying in sauce. The sauce kind of sweat out of it as it was cooking.
Oh, okay. Right.
It was fun. It wasn't part of a meal thing. It was kind of, you chose it from the butcher's counter.
Okay.
Same principle, really. Like when you cut into it, it was covered in it had chili sauce in it, and there was I'm guessing some sort of chili cheese on the inside as well. Like when you cut it, started to pour out, and I got some fresh burgers from them, and they had the cheese slices mixed into the patty. So when you cooked it and then you opened it, the cheese melted into. This is a food. This is going deep into the food. I'm going to try and reel it back from the food before we have to change Shifty Crab just to a food channel. It was like the Shifty Crab sticks. That's what it's going to be at this rate. So we are a gaming channel, so I suppose we should talk a bit quickly about what we've been playing this week, if anything. I'll go first today. Finally, my saves have uploaded from PS4 to PS5. So I went in and tried Assassin's Creed Valhalla on PlayStation 5 using... I went for performance mode. And I've tried the visual mode as well. I've done both. And looks great. It's still not the fastest load, but a lot faster than it was on PlayStation 4. Buggy as hell. They've done a new Easter update, and basically half the quests don't work. one of the things you've got to decorate your Ravens home, which is your like town, and you can't decorate at the places because the statue that you need to click on to decorate just isn't there. It doesn't load in,
Great.
so you can't do it. And then you do the egg hunt, and you go to talk to the guy to complete the egg hunt, and he's currently just walking into a wall, so you can't talk to him.
Oh god.
So yeah, they're a little bit disappointing in that, but it's been good. And I also played Empire of Sin.
Yes, that's the the gangster.
Yeah,
one,
it's
the
by Paradox.
That is that. I might be getting this mixed up completely, but is that not Jesus Christ? What's his name from id?
It might be
Carmack. No, not Carmack. Romero.
Romero, is it not Romero?
I think it could be.
Yeah,
yeah,
okay.
no, it's Romero. Yeah, because he's on. Yeah, it's his intro. Yeah, pretty fun game. But,
I like the
I
look
don't
of
know
this.
if you've played it. Yeah, it's a lot of micromanaging in there. You can choose some really good characters. They all have their own strengths and weaknesses, but they also have their own story that goes along with the game. So I think there's like 12 main characters to choose from that are all voice acted and have their own stories for you to. So it means you can play through it a few times, and they all have their own strengths and weaknesses, and you can kind of take over Chicago. You can play it kind of how you want to do, build up your rackets, build up your mafia, basically, how you want to do it. You have unique abilities. It's really in depth. Don't play it on the PlayStation 5. I got it on the PlayStation 5, and it crashes about every 2 minutes.
Oh, right. Okay.
Play it on the PlayStation 4, and it works perfectly. Yeah, so even though you can get it on the PlayStation 5, I wouldn't.
No.
Like, you're lucky. It crashed about 5 or 6 times. Then I got about 2 hours out of it, and then it started crashing again. So I think from what I can see from the update notes that I don't think they fixed it yet, but it's a known problem from what I can see online. It's just definitely not been optimized properly for the PlayStation 5.
No.
But it works absolutely fine on PlayStation 4, slightly slower, obviously. But once you're in the game, there's no loading screens anyway, really.
So are you playing as one of the major families, or is it okay?
You play as one person basically, and you're the head of the family.
Yeah.
So you can do two things. You can kind of have an overview and click and send your character there, but you can actually walk around as your character, and you do the combat, which is turn-based. So but you control the characters who are in your party, and you can have up to 10 in your party, but they cost money. They take a profit of your earnings. You can build them all up to like made men, lieutenants, stuff like that. They can betray you. They can die, and if they're dead, they're dead. They can be wounded and be out of action for ages. But yeah, you control. So I control an Irish gang. I can't remember her name off the top of my head. I think her surname's O'Reilly or O'Leary, something like that. And she is avenging her husband's death, and so and her own mafia are kind of turning on her a bit, saying she did it, but she didn't. That's as far as I am in the story. But you kind of take over the rackets. But you've got the Italian mafia there. You've got the Boston Irish mafia there. You've got the Teamsters are there. You've got all of these Al Capone's in the game.
Yeah, I know they've got
like,
they get the big names are in there.
Yeah, so there's big names in there, but Al Capone's probably the biggest. And he's one of the factions. But you meet random factions, so you don't know who's going to be in your game. You don't know where they're going to be. You've kind of got a fog of war, kind of, but it's not too much of a fog of war. As you explore, you meet them. You can have sit downs like you can in the Mafia, where they kind of say, "This is what we want. We don't want you to talk to these people. You give us this, we'll give you that." You have to upgrade the security on your buildings. They can be ransacked. You've got the police. The more notorious you get, the more the police are interested in you. So there's a lot to it. It's not an easy game, but it's a bit like Civ 6, a bit like Civilization mixed with The Godfather. But in Chicago, do you know, it's a really interesting game. I've enjoyed dipping into it, and especially I was getting fed up on PlayStation 5, but moving to PlayStation 4 and playing it there and having it uninterrupted. Yeah, it's pretty good. It's got a decent tutorial as well. So you can pick it up pretty easily. There's a lot of in-depth stuff. There's a lot of things you can do. For example, you can upgrade the quality. It's basically all about the prohibitions. So your main source of income is selling
I was
alcohol.
say the whiskey. Yeah, you can change how watered down you want to sell it and all that kind of stuff.
So you can make swill and sell it as whiskey and stuff like that. And if they catch you, they're gonna dislike you more. And basically, you want to try and sell it for more than it costs you to make it. And then you can also, but there's a few flaws in the game. For example, if you find out where one of the bosses are and you go kill the boss, you take over their whole family. You just own all the buildings straight away. There's no second in command for them. So, and some of the characters have some really strong abilities that can, like mine can, Mabel O'Reilly is what she's called, sorry. And she can do a shot that will critical hit 3 people and ricochet and hit them all and basically kill them all. So if I'm in a fight with 4 people, I can kill 3 of them straight away and you always go first. So, and then it's like 3-on-1. It's good because you got to get into cover. Everyone has abilities. You can stage stuff, so you can have stuff staggered to happen at different times. So you can have someone ready to go, ready and attack. If one of them do something that triggers that, they'll then fire. It's a bit of tactical side to it as well. It's a lot of fun. If you wanted to give it a go, it's a good go.
It sounds good. I'm not a big fan of strategy games because I can't. They're just too in depth for me. Too much going on. But I love anything to do with the Mafia. Just absolutely love that time, that period. I think like Boardwalk Empire. That's one of my favorite shows ever.
It's very much like that. It's very much like that style. Yeah.
And so I'd want to check it out just purely for the aspect of it. So yeah, I've been following it and seeing bits of it, and I've always kind of been interested. It sounds good.
It's good. It's good fun. I would. It's not free at the moment, so you might want to wait. It always pops up on something and wait for it to come up there. I'm sure it's probably on Games Pass already. I'm sure it seems like the sort of game that would be on there, but we shall see. What about you, Terry? What have you been playing? Final Fantasy?
I haven't had a lot of gaming time this week, but what I have played, I played a little bit of I played a bit of Final Fantasy 14. I finished all of the 2.3 update, which is Defenders of Eorzea. Beat Ramu, which is the God of Lightning.
One?
That's it. Which was good. That was good fun. It went down pretty easy, to be honest with you. But and then finished that chapter of that story. So now I'm gonna. I haven't started the next part yet, but I think it's what's it called? Dreams of Ice, or I can't remember. But the next one is with Shiva, which I'm pretty sure I haven't done any of the story from that. So we'll see. We'll see if any of it comes back to me at all. But so that's that, and that was cool. So carrying on with that. Horizon, played a bit more Horizon Zero Dawn. Which still really enjoying. The game's really opened up now. So I've got to the point where I've gone through the I forget what they call it, but it's when you go through the gate and what they call like the Forbidden Land kind of thing, and now it's like the map's huge, right? Because I was on the east section of the map, and now I've gone into, and now the terrain has completely changed, and I wasn't even expecting the world to look like this, because obviously when you start out in the game, it's all kind of icy mountains and that kind of stuff, and now it's like I'm in the middle of like Monument Valley, huge canyons and rivers and stuff like that. And it just looked like, orange and red rock, and it looks stunning. And now I'm coming across all new types of creatures and stuff like that.
No, it gets hard.
Yeah, now it gets hard. Yeah, and I was figuring this out the hard way as well, because when I was playing it before, I was going, because there's so much stuff to discover on the map. Like if you just look at the map in general, and just see all the different things, and like, so at first I was like, I was just running to all the corrupted sites and trying to kill but I was just getting my ass handed to me. I was just like, what is going on? And then I realized, actually, no, I'm not actually meant to be going to these places yet, because when I was doing the story missions, I was, getting through them quite easy. Yeah. Like, and then as soon as I was going off by myself and going to areas, I was just like thinking, what am I doing wrong here? But I just think that I'm best to just carry on with the story. And to be honest with you, when I'm playing like a game, like an open world game like this, I do tend to try and go around and just kind of clear all the areas. But with this, I'm actually feeling like more compelled to just go through the story, because I want to find out what's going on. Like, it's making me, I want answers, like things like that. So I feel like I'm just going to stick to the story missions as much as possible and see that through, and then afterwards just go out and explore and just do all the other stuff and that. But no, it's really good, really enjoying it so far, but I'm slowly chipping away at it, and yeah, it's just huge. And then in terms of the collectibles, there's so many collectibles. Like, I only just recently started coming across these I forgot what they call them, but it's like you can't pick them up, and you just kind of have to scan them, and it's like it gives like a little log input of like and stuff like that. And when you go to the menu and you see all the items and all the empty item spaces of like, oh my god, there's just so much stuff. You got the flowers, the metal flowers. You got these logbooks. You've got the obviously all the campfires. Just so much stuff. So yeah, I'm looking
for this one.
Sorry,
no platinum for this one. Then?
No, I think I will. Because I'd enjoy doing it, because it's fun exploring this world. And it's fun finding all the things, but yeah, there's a lot to do. I don't know how long it would take, but I can imagine myself wanting to do it. We'll see how it goes. I'll get the story done first.
Does it have the DLC included in there?
Yeah, Frozen Wilds. Yeah, I've got that as well. So I bought it, and I got it cheap in the sale at some point last year, but now it's free. Like, and Frozen Wilds is free as well. So yeah, well worth grabbing while you can.
Yeah, Vince.
Oh, so. Obviously, still working on the Gears video, still playing that. But I needed some kind of palate cleanser. I needed to step away for a little bit, play something else for once. So, because the Microsoft and Bethesda deal went through, they added 20 games to Game Pass. Bethesda games, of course. And I had never played Doom 3 before. I completely missed out on it. So I loaded that up, and boy, that the game has not aged well, to say the least. So I dropped out of that after about an hour of cutscenes and walking around, and then finally getting to be able to fight things, which was not fun because the gameplay didn't feel great. Because with Doom or any first-person shooter, you want that gameplay to feel tight. Doom 3 does not. It is not that way at all. So, having put that down, I went over to YouTube. I was like, oh, the new Doom Eternal DLC is out. The Ancient Gods Part 2. Like, oh, this trailer is amazing. And I remembered I had previously bought The Ancient Gods Part 1, but never finished it. So I jumped back into that. And boy, let me tell you, that game is so good. It's so perfect, honestly, with the way it plays and pretty much everything. The shooting mechanics are great. The way you balance your weapons is great. And if you haven't played Doom Eternal, go play Doom Eternal, first of all. It's on Game Pass. Free. Not the DLC, though, unfortunately. But the DLC is kind of an epilogue to the base game. in a way.
Okay.
So because of that, it throws all the in-game enemies at you. It expects you to play this after you've played the game, and it expects you to know what you're doing, which is kind of rough after the game had been released months ago, or the DLC was released months after the game, several months, I think. But once you get into that flow, and that's what Doom Eternal does best. Is once you remember the balance, what weapon is best for this enemy type, what's best to do in this situation. It's like, and I know many reviewers have said it before, a ballet, where you're going through and you're choosing your tool for the specific need, for the specific enemy, whether it's balancing your flamethrower for armor, glory kills for health, or chainsaw for ammo. It's fantastic, honestly. And the Ancient Gods really displays that, care with level design, enemy encounters, and just throwing shit at you that you really have to think about. Because you do have to think about it. And the worst part is I was playing this at like 11 o'clock at night.
Oh, no.
And I was like, I can only handle maybe a couple hours of this. I'm going to have to put this down for a little bit.
Yeah.
Because I am too tired to be thinking this much right now. But I love it. I'm absolutely going to keep playing it because it's so good.
It's so good to get back into a game. I'm surprised, really, that any of us have any time this week to really play any sort of games, seeing as obviously Mr. Zack Snyder decided that he was going to grace us with the Justice League Snyder Cut, which came out on HBO Max, or if you're in the UK, it was Sky Cinema. We've all seen it. We've all seen all of it. So I'm going to give us a bit of a timer here that I'm going to put on the screen, so everyone can see. 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And if we finish earlier, that's fine. That is the maximum we have to talk about this. It will be spoiler heavy. We can go. So if you haven't seen it and you want to see it, go watch it, or just skip to when it's over. And if you've seen it, stick around. But from now, what do we think of the Snyder Cut?
Someone else go first.
All right. Well, I think I was the first one to watch it.
Yeah.
So I suppose I should go first. I watched it all in one sitting. So I did the 4-hour marathon. This film heavily improves on the original Justice League, I think. But this film does not need to be 4 hours long. At all.
No.
There are some great moments in this film. I think they have redeemed Superman. The facial, no CGI, shoddy CGI of his mustache. They got rid of that stupid beginning with his cheesy grin that doesn't which just highlighted the CGI mustache. Love the black suit. Love him walking through, and the montage of him picking the suit, and you see some of the cool other suits. I thought it was really, really cool. I'm sure we're going to talk about the ending a little bit into this, but that's just my initial thoughts. I like that they beefed out Cyborg's story a little bit. I think that needed to happen. Vince or Terry, what do you want to jump in with your thoughts? And also say how you watched it, if it was all in one go. Or...
Yeah, Vince.
Oh boy, do I have some thoughts on this movie. I watched it all in a 4-hour marathon. Probably more because, dog needed to go out. I absolutely had to eat at some point as well. I think about halfway through the movie, we stopped for lunch. But man, it is better than the theatrical cut, for sure. It's just about maybe an hour too long, to be honest. I did like Cyborg. I'm glad he was there. I'm glad we got more of that. but we didn't need so many cuts. Obviously, we're going heavy spoilers.
Yeah.
We didn't need so many scenes of sad Lois. That was too much, to be honest. We didn't need the singing Icelandians who are just horny for Aquaman.
Yeah.
That was unnecessary.
They smell the jump.
Yeah. We didn't need that overly long introduction to the Flash with god awful music. Like, what was that musical decision?
Yeah.
That was terrible. And that scene itself is a little weird. I mean, say what you will about Ezra Miller, you know, there's a lot of stuff about him going around now, but he's an okay person. And I think the Flash is kind of the only good thing out of the Whedon cut from the original. Because I really like that scene where they were going to rescue people, and Batman's like, the only thing you have to do is just save one person. Yeah. I like that kind of motivational speech that he had to him. Not seeing it here, it kind of felt missing, but the scene itself was actually better with Cyborg kind of jumping in to save his dad. And boom, we're off to the races with a really good action scene.
Yeah.
Speaking of really good action scenes, the ending was good. I also hate how they had Flash just run in a circle the whole time, but he could have probably done a bit more.
Yeah, they struggled to work out what to do with Flash, I think, in this.
They did, which is unfortunate because you can't look at this movie and not compare it to the MCU, because we should have had an Aquaman movie. We obviously got a Wonder Woman movie before this, but we should have had an Aquaman movie. We should have had a Cyborg movie. We probably should have had a Flash movie, maybe. But we needed
because a lot of them came afterwards, didn't they?
Yeah.
I think Aquaman was afterwards, wasn't it?
Aquaman came after. What else?
Terry, do you want to give your quick thoughts on this?
Yeah, so I enjoyed it. I didn't think it was like brilliant. I just thought it was good. It was. I've mentioned to you guys before. I thought that I enjoyed Man of Steel. I really like Man of Steel. Mm-hmm. Batman v Superman, I enjoy, and there's parts of that film that I absolutely love. There's points that film.
Martha too. Your mum's called Martha. My mum's called Martha. Let's be friends.
There's points in that film that I really hate, but I thought there's some really moments of greatness there. Whereas the Justice League, the original Justice League, I just thought it was absolutely terrible. And not only that, I just couldn't remember anything about it. So I couldn't even tell you what wasn't what was obviously I know it was different, but I can't remember what stuff wasn't in this and what wasn't, from the old cut. All I just remember is that it just was shit and it was forgettable. Whereas this I thought was a good film. I thought it was I think it would have been a lot better as episodes. I think the way that it broke up into chapters, I think it would have suited it a lot more. I thought the second half of the film was a lot better than the first. I thought that I think my highlight for the film for me was Steppenwolf and Darkseid. I thought that Steppenwolf, I thought, was a really good character in this, whereas in the first one, I just didn't even. It was just something I felt like a goal, something to punch and stuff like that. Whereas in this, he really was something to fear.
Had some meaning.
Yeah, he had some meaning. He was something to fear, like when he's fighting the Amazonians, and any time he was fighting, he seemed like you didn't want to mess with him. And yet, at the same time, how much he was so in fear of Darkseid, and every time that we got to see them talking to Darkseid, I just thought that was awesome. And it's a shame that we didn't get to see, or if we don't ever get to see more of that, because that would be so cool. I loved the whole battle scene that we saw at the beginning when we would see the Green Lantern and all that stuff. Yeah, I really liked, and the runtime as well didn't bother me as much. I get that this was just okay, we're just going to completely let the director Zack Snyder is going to just do what he wants to do. So obviously there's going to be some stuff that's going to be longer. That's fine. I didn't. I agree with the soundtrack. This is the problem with Zack Snyder. I don't know what the soundtrack was pretty bad throughout. If it wasn't bad, it was forgettable. But there were some bad music choices, which is a shame because he does make some bad music choices sometimes, and then sometimes in other films he'll just make like an amazing choice. Like I think of like in Watchmen, the beginning of Watchmen, with Unforgettable. You know, when the comedian fight and I don't know, but after watching it, I came off of it thinking I want more of this. I want more. Yeah. I want another film. I want, as you said, Adam, the ending. Like I want to see that.
Yeah. I think one of the big takeaways for me, I saw this on Twitter. 10% of this film was slow motion.
Yeah. That's
that is 40 minutes of this film is slow motion.
That's Zack Snyder, though, isn't it? I mean, most of it. I do have a problem with that. Like, even as much as I always go back to Watchmen because that is my favorite film of Zack Snyder's.
That's got a lot of slow motion in it.
It's got a lot of slow mo in it, and he does capture. He captures the comic very well, like visually, but sometimes I just feel like, especially with the fight scenes, he goes a bit over the top with like the slow mo, and it's like you don't need to like slow mo everything. But I just think that's just his style, it's the way it goes.
So obviously, I'd say the big talking point, I personally, and I know you want to talk about it as well, Terry, and I'm sure you do, Vince, is the dream sequence. I'd guess between
the nightmare sequence part.
The nightmare sequence with a few interesting characters in there, and a few. Well, I say interesting in this case, interesting choices, and a few story beats in there as well. But before we get really into the nitty gritty of that nightmare sequence, what do we think of Jared Leto's Joker in that sequence? Because for me, I think he has redeemed himself from what was the Joker, obviously, in Suicide Squad. Was it Suicide Squad the Joker appeared in?
Yeah.
And that difficult to watch Joker, I would say. And Jared Leto has the ability to be a very good Joker. I think with some of his films that he's done in the past, he is a great actor when he wants to be. I think this is a much better portrayal. I still don't think you can put him into the conversation of being one of the best Jokers, but I feel like he's redeemed himself enough to be classed as a good Joker in that one moment. Because I think the dialogue and the response from Batman is probably one of the more real moments we've had between the Joker and Batman, where he's like, I am going to fucking kill you. Like, the Batman to be that blunt, which, like, and there's obviously some of the story beats were brought up. What did you guys think of Jared's portrayal in that one?
So I feel like I'm definitely in a minority camp of someone that actually enjoyed Jared Leto's Joker in Suicide Squad. I don't understand the hate that he gets in that. I understand the hate that the film gets because it's badly. It's a bad film. I would very much. I want to see if there is one out there, the David Ayer cut, because I feel like that.
Don't start another one. Let's not start another.
No, but I'm serious because again, same thing. David Ayer, great director, and we know that there was a shit ton of stuff. Like I was so hyped for that film because of the Joker, and I know that David Ayer and Jared Leto were both very pissed off with how that film came out, because I mean, Jared Leto said it before. We filmed like the majority of the stuff they filmed was not even in the film, and I feel like he played the Joker quite well. I remember watching it. I've only watched Suicide Squad maybe once, maybe twice, but when I came away from watching it, I enjoyed that portrayal of it. I enjoyed that he came across very intimidating. I remember that, like how, like, when I know the Joker does anyway, but like in a different way. That he was very scary, like in that he could just, he was unhinged at any moment. He could like turn and just like breathe, like pulverizing someone. But I wanted to see more of that Joker, and from what we saw in this glimpse, we were getting that. The only thing I didn't like in Suicide Squad of that Joker was the actual look of him.
Yeah, that was the polarizing point for me. It didn't look right.
Like I remember when they first showed the images, I hated the images, like the tattoos and didn't look right. But I thought his portrayal was pretty good. And yeah, from what we saw in this one, he looked so cool. And then one of my favorite moments of Batman v Superman is the nightmare sequence. Going off subject, is a nightmare sequence, but also the bit that you see just the glimpse of Robin's suit, and the ha jokes on you, Batman, and all that stuff, referring to Jason Todd, and a death in the family, and I was like, oh my god, like I loved that I'm such a huge Batman fan, like huge Batman fan, and the fact that it played off like he's been Batman for 20 years and there's all that history that's been built up with the Joker, the back and forth of Batman and Joker, and them talking about that was just so cool. And I that's one of my biggest regrets as well from all of this, is I really wanted the Zack Snyder, and I know we're getting the Batman film, which it's close to perfect as we can get, but I wanted to see this version of a Batman film. I wanted to see that Jason Todd story play out and all of that, but I think I do think that Jared Leto has done a disservice because of how much they took away from his character. He was barely in Suicide Squad. Really. Exactly.
Yeah, like, he is a phenomenal actor. Like, fantastic he's in some incredible films. Obviously, he's an Oscar winner for, I believe that was the Dallas Buyers Club.
Yeah, he's fantastic in that. That's such
he won that. And Lord of War, he's really good in as well. I think it's Lord of War with Nicolas Cage. He's been in some great films. Requiem for a Dream, I believe.
Requiem for a Dream. He's so good in that,
Yeah. So he has done some really good films, and I think we saw more of what he could be, obviously, in this nightmare sequence. And when I was watching it, I was like, this is what I want. I want the Batman story where the Batman is unhinged and just fighting his own demons because he wants to kill the Joker. But he has his own set of rules, and the Joker knows this. But I like the idea of him having to team up in some aspect. I love that mentality. I wasn't too keen on, I can't remember her name, Amber Heard, though. Nightmare sequence. And basically saying, Aquaman's dead. Like, Lois Lane is dead. Obviously, Todd was already dead. Jason Todd was already dead from previous films. It was already mentioned, so that wasn't new. And Superman is now basically, it looks like destroying the world. Like, from this nightmare sequence. What? But then they put it in a dream. Like, so what? They can't say that Batman's now seeing the future. That just can't happen.
I feel like it was. I thought if the end goal was to happen and Zack Snyder was to make these films, I feel like that would be where it would go. But I just feel like it's one timeline. Similar to Endgame, like it's one timeline where everyone dies, and then there's going to be some shit, and then it gets undone. Like similar as they did in Endgame, but.
Vince, sorry, we didn't come to you with that. Sorry, actually. Sorry, before we move on to other bits.
Oh, man. Jared Leto as the Joker. He looked better. That's for sure. I hated the tattoos. Absolutely. He was still a bit off for me. Because the one thing I think with the Joker is you have to nail down the laugh. And he did not.
Really? Oh, I disagree.
That was so bad. I mean, it absolutely sounded fake for sure. Who is the best Joker laugh? Mark Hamill. Hands down.
Yeah.
Hands down. Best Joker laugh. And, people tried to imitate that with at least the animated stuff. And then Heath Ledger is probably up there with his, insanity.
Lap into crazy, a little bit magical.
Mm-hmm. Joaquin
It's
Phoenix
difficult,
wasn't bad either, but
Joaquin Phoenix is probably, I'd say, probably the best for me personally, purely because of it being a medical condition and the way that he doesn't want to laugh was such a good take on that.
It makes sense, yeah.
Yeah, but anyway.
I was distracted also by the fact that it looked like he was wearing kitchen gloves, which also distracted me in a lot of scenes that I wasn't really focusing. Plus, I sat there and watched it for like 4 hours, so I was kind of starting to check out anyway. But yeah, you did mention that back and forth where Batman says, "I'll kill you," but Joker responds with, "No, you won't." And that's absolutely one of the best things they've done. Yeah. Because it wasn't the same thing as like we've seen in The Dark Knight, for example, where they're just like, we're the same, you and I, and blah, 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 that kind of thing. It's a world where Joker knows Batman has a limit and won't cross that line.
Yeah.
But
and Joker just wants him to cross that line.
Yeah, Joker wants him to do it. But Joker knows for a fact that he won't. And no matter what Batman says, Joker's like, "No, you won't. You won't do it. I know you. You won't." And that was probably one of the best moments of that scene.
I'm just a sucker for any Batman and Joker interaction, any stories. They're always like my favorite things. So I just wanted to see more of that. But yeah, that nightmare sequence, the nightmare sequence in BVS, I just absolutely loved, like that bit when he's fighting off all the what do they call them?
The parademons.
The parademons, and he goes to get the weapon, and it's like it's not. It's like just a green light, and then Superman comes down, and like it's just so cool. I loved all of that, and then seeing more of that world, I was like, oh, I want this. I want to see this film. Do
you think we'll get more?
No,
I don't know.
Unfortunately, not.
I think
we will. The money will talk.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens from there. I don't never say never. I think we're the way that the world we're in right now, with the way that stuff can get made and content gets made and streaming services and stuff, I do feel like there's a way to carry on with this story. I don't think we won't get a big like film release like this again, like at the cinema or anything like that. I don't think.
So I would like a part 2, just because I want to see what that's like with Superman becoming the villain, because I think that's what Zack Snyder wanted to do. Because we've seen it, right? We've seen it in
Justice,
and we've seen kind of the stepping points to that. Because in Batman vs Superman, Flash literally tells Bruce Wayne Lois is the key, and then in the Justice League cut that we just watched, Cyborg has that vision of Superman holding a body, and it's obviously Lois, like for sure. And you have to assume that Darkseid corrupts him somehow. So I would like to see that corrupted Superman. I would like to see him be more evil.
Yeah.
So we could kind of get an actual Justice League. Because my entire problem with this movie is Superman is always the end game. Like, no matter what kind of conflict arises, Superman is the answer. Because he can beat anything. But what happens when that unstoppable force is now on the other side? Because, I mean, pretty much all this movie boils down to is people assembling a team, that team collapsing, and then them just needing Superman anyway. So the kind of team building was pointless in the first place.
Superman.
Because Superman just punches harder. And
that's my that's the problem I've always come up with Superman. Like, I'm not a big fan of like Superman as a character or Superman comics, because I just feel like he's just too overpowered. Like, it's hard to write a story in where he can come up against a struggle unless it's kryptonite. I mean, like when he comes back, like you said, it's like everything. The threat is really there with Steppenwolf the whole film, and then as soon as Superman turns up, he just like He just flicks him away.
Yeah,
and
he just beats
like,
the shit out of him.
Yeah, and it's
easily.
just like, it's just like what the hell, you know what I mean? But yeah, I don't know. That's the thing. And like, yeah, if you're fighting against him, like if they're fighting against him, how do you even really fight again? I mean, obviously Batman did, but again, it comes down to kryptonite. It's just
right.
It's unless it's kryptonite, what I don't know.
But he's like assembling this team of essentially villains as well as the remainder of the heroes, which we see.
Yeah.
So obviously he's trying to find a way to beat Superman again without the use of kryptonite, you gotta assume. I think that would be an interesting story. I would kind of love to see it, but I don't know if that's what we get.
So I was going to ask a question, but I don't know. I think, yeah, I'll ask it, but we're going to have to give like a quicker answer to that because I've got something else that I really want to go on to, and I don't want the podcast to be 12 hours. If you could Snyder cut another film, so you could have another director, let's say, for argument's sake, you could remake a film, but another director would come in and direct it. One, which director, and two, which film would you like to see? Don't have to be a superhero film, any sort of film.
Wait, what do you mean? So
let's take the loose example of Snyder Cut. Snyder was there, but basically he took the Josh Whedon film, redid it his own way in his own vision. So if you could take any film that's already made, get it remade with
so they don't have to have been involved with it like from the beginning.
No, they don't have to be involved with it at all. So you could have Scorsese do Batman. Okay, like, I don't know, whatever you want. Like, but what would you like to see remade, and which director would you like to see take the helm?
I think the easiest answer here is Edgar Wright's Ant-Man.
Yes, good answer, Vince. Like, good answer.
I would like to see what that movie could have been because Edgar Wright, obviously fantastic. Ant-Man, already a pretty decent film, but you put those two together, you see Paul Rudd's comedy with Edgar Wright's direction. That's just the recipe for success right there. That's $1 billion easily. I
think that would be good if it was separate away from the MCU. I don't think he could do. I don't think he's the right director for the MCU. He's not a yes man. He won't conform to what they need it to be. I don't think he's a great director. I love Edgar Wright.
That would have been. I was so excited for that.
Yeah,
I was so disappointed. Like, don't get me wrong, I enjoy Ant-Man as a film, but that would have been something special.
Oh, for sure.
Something really special.
What about you, Terry?
Oh, it's hard to really choose one better than that. I know I can't think of anything like a different director going for a different film, but I know that I would love to have seen, like, there's been loads of stories of, like, you know, the studio getting too involved with, you know, this is obviously what happened with Justice League. This is what happened with Suicide Squad. And my mind always goes back to Alien 3. And I feel like that was the first film that I really knew of this kind of thing happening with a promising director, like, you know, showing, like, having a vision and then the studio getting involved and just completely butchering it and messing it up. And but yeah, with Alien 3, like, David Fincher, I think that was like his first kind of big film that he did, you know, because it was before 7. And you know, you can see it there, like how creative he is, how talented he is as a director. And yeah, there was a good movie there. And I think that they actually released, I've not read it yet, but they released the actual original script in comic form. And I think they did an audio book, or whatever you want to call it, like an audio play. You can hear it on but yeah, that is something I would love to have seen, like, see what that actual vision was and see it play out. Because I actually do enjoy Alien 3, but it has a lot of problems, mainly because Fox got too involved and just kind of butchered it up a bit. But yeah, that'd probably be the one. But yeah, in terms of directors of other films, I can't really think of anything.
I do have another pretty controversial one.
Go on, I
kind of want to throw out there. Rian Johnson's Episode 9. I would have liked to see what else he could have done with Star Wars. because episode 9 already not great. I mean, people are back and forth with The Last Jedi, but I think if Ryan Johnson could have expanded more into the series, I guess, I think it could have been probably really good. I know Last Jedi, obviously, not what people wanted out of it, but I still think there's good parts there. I mean, there's some great parts there. Again, just my opinion, but I would like to see him do more. Yeah.
Or J.J. Abrams episode 8. I think it could go either way. Like, I think the problem, and I still love those films, but I think the problem with that trilogy is that there was no coherent storytelling.
Yeah.
Where I think if one director had the control of all three of them, whether it was Abrams or Johnson, I think it would have made it better. Yeah,
for sure.
I'm kind of bending my own rules a little bit here, which doesn't make much sense, but I'm not picking an individual film. I'm picking maybe a small series of films I would like to see. And they're not, I know you guys have gone for stuff that's kind of associated with it already, but I'm going no association. I would like to see any of the more modern James Bond films, like from Brosnan onwards, really, by Christopher Nolan. I would love to see Christopher Nolan just tackle a James Bond film. As long as he doesn't
we got it though, right?
No, I haven't seen Tenet. So if that's what you're about.
But also Inception as well. Like, and Christopher Nolan always said that was his Bond film. Like,
but I'd like to see him actually use James Bond. I'd like to see him tackle the tropes of James Bond, like the car, the gadgets, the visuals. Like, can you imagine the visuals of a James Bond action sequence done in IMAX?
Be fantastic.
Like doing it with Nolan, like would be incredible. And the music, like how on point some of the music would be in that, because he has some great music selections. For example, I always loved Dunkirk, that there was always a ticking clock involved in the music. Such a clever piece of direction. I would love to see Christopher Nolan do a James Bond film.
Yeah, he's
absolutely
perfect fit for it. I know he's always wanted to do one. Like I'm
pretty sure he will do one at some point.
Yeah, I know The Spy Who Loved Me. Yeah. Spy Who Loved Me is like, I think, his favorite Bond film, and Inception was like his, especially the last part of Inception was his ode to that. But yeah, he would be perfect for it. But at the same point, I feel like would a Bond? I guess it would. Like, I feel like would a Bond story be enough for Christopher Nolan's brain at this point? Like, you know, when he's wanting to tell stories with like time and fucking all kinds of shit.
But he could do a deep dive on Bond, and he could do the story, but it doesn't happen in the right order. And then it all comes together at the end.
Yeah.
But Nolan and his team are.
He would be perfect.
Is it Cinecopy? Is the name of his team? Is it Cinecopy or something like that?
Syncope, is it?
Syncope. Yeah, sorry. They are geniuses when it comes to
Tenet, which I'm
about to watch this weekend.
Oh, it's just, I mean, I see it in IMAX, and it was just incredible. And as I was watching it, I was like, there's shots in that film which just could be straight out of a Bond film. Like there's a lot of like globe trotting in that film, and a lot of like shots of landscapes and beautiful, and obviously they're all wearing like smart suits and it's like, wow, you can watching that. You'll think it even more, Adam. You're like, oh my god, this guy needs to make a Bond film.
Well, yeah, that's I love the James Bond films. I kind of want to go and do them all. I have never sat and done it all again. And I, for example, I've never seen Casino Royale for some reason, even though I know,
which one?
The newer one.
That's so good.
Adam, are you serious?
I know. It's just I was thinking about it the other day, and I go, I've never.
It's probably
seen
the best.
Casino
That's
Royale.
probably my. Well, yeah. I mean, I think it's my favorite of the Daniel Craig ones.
Yeah.
And I want to watch it. But you know, life gets in the way, and then there's other priorities. But I think I'm gonna
it's so good.
go back and watch do them all basically. Do all the James Bond films, maybe probably.
I did that.
25 movies.
Yeah, I did that before Spectre came out. I watched them all like one a week until Spectre came out, and
you got the new one supposedly the end of this year. So
yeah, we'll see.
We'll see. But
we did get a new date for Black Widow though.
Yes.
Yeah. Is it 7th of July, 9th of July, something like that? Or is it
July 9th? Yeah, on Disney Plus.
You can get it on Disney Plus, yeah.
I'll be doing that.
With Premiere Access, but I will be absolutely
okay. It's just like going to the cinema.
Yeah.
I'll pay for that. And all the other dates have moved, obviously, and changed there.
Yeah.
And we've got a few release dates as well.
I'll take it, man.
Kind of totally changing topics. And I can't think of a decent segue to get to this. What I really wanted to do on this podcast, and we're not going to do that, but I really wanted us to do a personality test to see what our personalities were. I thought that'd be interesting. But when I looked into it, because I've done one before and they're long and it wouldn't make for great viewing. But what I thought would make for great viewing, considering we talk about food quite a lot, is on the BuzzFeed quizzes, as always, there is one called Eat Your Way Through the Day and we will reveal your future career path.
Oh, great.
So I'm going to do it for you both, and we're going to find out what your choices would be and what your actual career path should be. So let's hope it comes up with content creator. Otherwise, we're going to have some discussions. Vince, you're going to go first.
All right.
I'm just going to bring this up because for some reason there we go. So let's start with your morning beverage. Do you pick a coffee, a juice, a tea, or a water?
Tea.
Tea? Very
Earl Grey
British.
all day, baby.
Pick a breakfast. Do you have eggs, waffles, a donut, or more tea or coffee?
Oh, man, waffles.
Okay. Where are you getting breakfast? Are you going to a local coffee shop? Now, this is in the real world, not COVID. A local coffee shop, a Starbucks, at home, or you don't eat breakfast?
Oh, at home. Homemade food.
Time for a snack. Pick something tasty. Would you have a cookie, some fruit, some chocolate, or some hummus and toast?
Oh, cookie.
Okay.
That's great.
Pick a filling for lunch. Okay. Pick a filling lunch. That was really badly read.
Okay. Yeah.
Stir fry, salad, sandwich or wrap, or pizza?
Oh, man, pizza, bro.
Okay, pick another snack. You're having a good day. Potato chips, a cheese board, Nutella on toast, or cereal?
For a snack? Who the hell is eating cereal for a snack?
I eat cereal for a snack.
I just had pizza, so let's go with some potato chips for a snack.
You're having a healthy dinner.
Balance that out.
Pick a dinner. Are you having ramen, tomato soup, pesto pasta, or burger and fries?
Who the hell
click burger and fries? Should I click burger and fries?
Absolutely. That's the logical choice there.
Okay.
Who the fuck is having tomato soup for dinner?
What a day you're having. What a day you're having, Vince. If the answer to this isn't no career, just heart attack, I will be surprised. And finally, pick a sweet dessert. Do you have cupcakes, a pudding, cake, or ice cream?
Oh, man, ice cream.
Oh, my God, what are you, 5?
How
is this the answer? First of all, okay. You heard all his suggestions. What do you think they're going to come up with as his career choice?
Oh, I don't know. I'm like a CEO or some shit, right?
Okay, Vince is going CEO. Terry, good reaction. What do you, after his reactions of burger, pizza, tea, ice cream, potato chips? Like, what do you think is going to suggest as his job?
I'm going to say.
Oh, God.
I don't know.
No, I'll tell you. It's all right. He would be, and I shit you not, a lawyer.
A lawyer?
It says you have a passion for arguing and you're good at it. Not if we go off the debate scores. It's not. You also like to help those who are defenseless and have a strong sense of right or wrong.
What the shit is this squid?
Jesus Christ.
Okay.
Wow. Okay.
Apparently,
this is the level
if
we're
you
working
eat
with,
like
really.
shit, you're going to be a lawyer.
Awesome.
Okay, Terry, are you ready?
Oh, boy.
Same
Yeah.
questions, sadly. So let's start with your morning beverage: coffee, juice, tea, or water.
Tea, 100% English breakfast. Color of He-Man, or it's not right.
Pick a breakfast: eggs, waffles, donut, or more tea and coffee.
Probably
This
more
is a very
tea.
American. This is a very American options.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
100%.
Being realistic, you're going to be more tea.
Yeah, okay. Where are you getting breakfast? A local coffee shop, Starbucks, or at home, or you don't eat breakfast?
At home, at home.
Time for a snack. Pick something tasty: cookies, fruit, chocolate bar, hummus, and toast.
So I want to say hummus and toast.
Say
And
what you want.
And I
Say
do
what
love
you-
hummus, but I'm a cookie addict,
Yeah.
like biscuit addict. So
Cookie
yeah.
fiend. Pick a filling lunch: stir fry, salad, sandwich or wrap, or pizza.
Oh, God, I probably have to go stir fry. Love some noodles.
Love a bit of stir fry. Pick another snack: potato chips, cheese board, Nutella on toast, cereal.
I love a cheese board. But if there's ever a cheese board in a restaurant, I'll get that over a dessert. I love cheese.
Yeah, but who goes to the cupboard and goes, potato chips, fruit? I'm going to make a cheese board.
Yeah. I wouldn't
That's
make
too much work.
I wouldn't make a cheese board. I'd just be just munching on all
I
different.
do love
cheeses,
it. I do
whatever
love it. I love cheese. So yeah. Pick a dinner: ramen, tomato soup, pesto pasta, or burgers and fries.
Pesto pasta, one of my favorite meals. I am a pesto addict. So yeah.
Pesto addict. And finally, pick a sweet dessert: cupcakes, pudding, cake, or ice cream.
I'll go with out of those. I'll go with a cupcake.
Okay, let's see what.
Yeah, that's not a good reaction.
I love these reactions. They're so good.
Okay,
What is
so apparently,
yeah.
I'm guessing the pesto pasta swung it for you. I'll give you the description. You love to help everyone around you, and you strive to make the lives of the others better with your passionate work. You
He's
could
a
be
doctor, isn't he?
a doctor.
Yep.
How did they come up with this shit? Okay,
Out there
I'm
just
good.
saving
Oh,
lives.
this
You know
is
what I'm
so
saying?
good.
Saving lives with my pesto pasta.
I'm going to do it for myself. So here we go.
Okay.
Let's start
Good.
your drink with
I
a
can't
morning beverage. Well, I don't drink hot drinks, so it'd be juice. I love fresh orange juice. Pick a breakfast: eggs, waffles, donut, or more coffee. Well, I'm allergic to eggs, so I'd usually have cereal, but so I'll take waffles because I do like a Belgian waffle. Where are you
waffles.
getting breakfast? At home, because I've not going to go to Starbucks. Time for a snack. Pick something tasty. I'm a cookie fiend, so it'll be cookies. Pick a filling lunch. We've got stir fry, salad, sandwich wrap, or pizza. It'll be a sandwich wrap. Love a good sandwich. Pick another snack: potato chips, cheese board, Nutella and toast, or cereal. It'd be cereal. I eat like a student, basically. Pick a dinner: ramen, tomato soup, pesto pasta, or burgers and fries. Mine would probably be burgers and fries.
Soup, I don't know. Okay.
Right. I only have tomato soup if I'm ill. That's when you know I'm ill, if I eat tomato soup.
That's
And
chicken
finally,
soup.
That's not dinner.
I prefer tomato. Finally, pick a sweet dessert: cupcakes, pudding, cake, or ice cream. Well, all of these are very chocolate heavy, and I'm not. Well, maybe.
Well, cupcakes and cake doesn't have to be.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, nice.
I'll take. Yeah, I'll take. I'm not huge. I'm gonna take a pudding because you can get like. Would a mousse be a pudding? I guess so. Strawberry mousse, is that a pudding? It'd be the same thing, wouldn't it? A pudding pot could be. Yeah. It's just chocolate mousse, isn't it? A pudding pot? No?
I don't know. I mean,
I
technically,
guess,
a Yorkshire's a pudding as well. So,
yeah. I'm going pudding.
Come on.
You're a natural caretaker and leader, so it makes sense you'd be a perfect person to help shape the minds of our youth. I would be a teacher.
You're a teacher?
So we got
I wanted to be a teacher when I was younger. So there is some, but then I actually did work experience at a school and realized I hated kids. So,
so between us, we've got a teacher, a lawyer, and a doctor. I mean, it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know what the hell this test is supposed to be.
I don't know what their basis is on this.
Right?
I'm trying to find another one quickly. Here's a Marvel-based one. So Here's a
man.
Marvel-based one. So basically, this is going to choose who your Marvel dad is based off the things you choose.
What?
I know. Vince, we're going back to you. This is the last one we're going to do.
Here we go.
Okay. Choose a car, a Ford pickup truck, a Ferrari, a Lamborghini, or a Tesla.
Oh, the Lambo, baby.
Okay. Pick a flower, sunflowers, chrysanthemums, rose, or daisy.
Chrysanthemums.
Okay. Choose a sport, soccer,
Okay.
football, baseball, rugby, or cricket. Sorry, not baseball, basketball. Sorry. Soccer, basketball, rugby, or cricket.
The only American one on there is for sure basketball. So that's the only one I actually know.
Okay. Pick a farm animal, a cow, a sheep, a pig, or a chicken.
What the fuck?
I know. These are the tough questions in life. Go on.
Pig? Because I like bacon?
Ooh. Pick a holiday. Easter, my birthday. So your birthday, I presume. Not my birthday. Easter, your birthday, Halloween, or Christmas.
Oh, man. Christmas.
Choose a Marvel mum. Okay. Black Widow, Scarlet Witch, Gamora, or Captain Marvel.
Oh, man. Scarlet Witch. Come on now. Elizabeth Olsen, please.
Okay. Your dad.
Okay. All right.
Your Marvel dad may be stubborn and self-centered, but he's also ambitious and powerful. His strength would work to an advantage of the family. Who do you think you are?
Stark? No.
If I did this,
that makes absolutely no sense to me.
you were Doctor Strange.
Oh,
like your father would be
Doctor
Strange and Scarlet Witch. Like, that is a fucked up household.
That is. God. A lot of magic.
Okay, Terry, are you ready?
In that bedroom. Yep.
Choose a car. Ford pickup truck, Ferrari, Lambo, or Tesla.
Ferrari.
Pick a flower. Sunflower, chrysanthemums, rose, or daisy.
Sunflower.
Choose a sport. Soccer, basketball, rugby, or cricket.
Football.
Correct. Pick a farm animal. Cow, sheep, pig, or chicken.
Chicken.
Pick a holiday. Easter, your birthday, Halloween, or Christmas.
Christmas.
Choose a Marvel mum. Black Widow, Scarlet Witch, Gamora, or Captain Marvel.
Let's go with Black Widow.
Your Marvel dad is very much a people person. He's all about team building. Loyalty means everything to him.
Oh, you got Steve Rogers?
Yeah, it's got to be, isn't it?
Your
Captain
dad
America?
is Captain America.
Yeah.
Captain America.
He'd be a strict dad. Right. He'd have you up at 5 a.m. running laps.
Yeah, he would.
Okay.
Because my parents are cool and do magic.
No, you see, the thing is,
the thing is, though, right? If you completely got rid of all of those questions and you just said, "Who is your mom?" and I said Black Widow, would it not just be Captain America? Like,
right?
Could be. I was thinking with the first question, like, I don't know how far I got it, but if you choose Tesla, surely you're going to get Iron Man.
Yeah.
Well, surely. Well, we'll find out because I'm picking Tesla. Got to do a bit for the environment. Sunflower, chrysanthemum, rose, or daisy? Well, let's go rose. Choose a sport, football. Pick a farm animal, cow, sheep, pig, or chicken. I'm going chicken.
No.
Pick a holiday, going Christmas. Choose a Marvel mum, Black Widow, Scarlet Witch, Gamora, Captain Marvel, Scarlet Witch.
Man of culture.
Well, Vince.
Yeah.
We are brothers. Because my dad is also Doctor Strange.
I think there's no, like, those choices.
You think whatever we pick, if you pick the final one as Black Widow,
it's whoever you choose is the mum.
Let's try it then. So we're going to do the same options all the way through, but just change the last one and see if that will always give us a thing. And then we'll do it again on another option. So we'll go Ford. We'll always do the top answer. Sunflower, football, Cow, Easter, and the mum, we're going Black Widow. So we think this will be Captain America.
Yeah.
Is that what you picked? Black Widow, did you?
I chose. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what Terry did.
Captain America. Okay.
Wow.
So now we'll pick
okay.
all the options on the right, and I will pick. I'll pick our Scarlet Witch. Sorry,
And
Black
if it
Widow
is, then
again.
this is bullshit.
Have we broken the code? Are we going to break BuzzFeed? That would be a good episode for us. Going down the right, let's pick Black Widow. Captain America.
Wow. Okay.
And now I'm going to do, just for clarity, I'll do the bottom left. So that's Lamborghini, Rose, Rugby, Pig, Halloween.
So what is the point of putting
Black
all these
Widow.
in?
Captain America.
Yeah.
We've broken it. BuzzFeed. You're a
BuzzFeed
crock of
Big
shit. And we are coming for you.
and shamed.
Well, that was a waste of. So basically,
Sure
I wonder
was.
what the question was that made us choose teacher, lawyer, and
No
doctor
clue.
there.
Because that was all random.
So is that going to be
Weird.
the title of this episode? BuzzFeed is a con and should be shut down. Is that,
We-
what we're going with?
we
For,
broke BuzzFeed.
Yeah.
we broke BuzzFeed. That would be the
We were
That was the
inside the Matrix on that one.
guys. I think on that enormous, like, shocking bombshell right there, that should really be where we round out this this episode. I think our job here is done. We've broken one of the biggest websites in the world, and
We did.
yeah, so successful day at the office.
They will spend.
Yeah.
Before I say goodbye to you guys, just want to remind you guys to, if you like this, just to give us a like, and if you haven't subscribed already, maybe give us a subscribe to see some more of our content that we have coming onto the channel. You can catch on a Sunday. We have the Sunday Fun Day Challenge, which is where Vince sets a trivia extravaganza for me and Vince when we compete each week to see who
Okay.
is the SFC
For you
champion.
and Terry.
Yeah. I don't quiz
Late.
myself.
It is
That wouldn't
1
be fair.
a.m. Sorry, Vince challenges himself apparently to see if he knows all the answers. It's really one-sided. Terry just films the camera. No, me and Terry compete in Vince's fiendishly difficult challenges that usually have a theme. Last week it was the MCU. So if you want to go watch that, have a look and see who comes out on top. If you want some gaming news, then on a Friday you can see Newsbreak, where we cover all the week's biggest gaming news, and there's been quite a bit this week. A lot of delays and stuff that I'm sure we'll be getting into.
Oh, I've got stuff to talk about this week, guys. I'll tell you that.
Yeah,
Ooh.
I know. Yeah, so that should be a really good one. You can catch that on Friday. Obviously, our podcast comes out on a Wednesday, but on a Monday you can catch Campaign Mode, which is where we take some of the biggest topics in gaming, in films, in general, really, and we have a big debate to see which of our selections is the winner. Basically, we leave it up to you guys to vote. You can head over to our social media at Twitter at Crab Shifty, and there's a poll up on there, and you can vote for which you think. Last week it was what was last week's? Oh, the best gaming studio. Studio, yeah, which was won by myself with Rockstar. You have to tune in on Monday to see what this week's is. Yeah, and as always, please leave a comment down below. It was always great to hear from you guys. But to round it out, I'm just going to say thank you to the best beard in the business, the beard of war, Mr. Vince Haley.
Always
you,
a
Vince.
pleasure. Always a pleasure.
Never a chore. And to my bottom, which sounds a bit weird, but he's always there. I don't know why I said that. That's gonna be clipped.
Saying goodbye to your ass.
Saying goodbye to my bottom. No, to the retro king himself, the pun master general, Mr. Terry Jess. Thank you very much.
Thank you, guys. Vince looks like a Bond villain when he's stroking his beard and he's got his dog on his lap. I just want to say that right now.
It's always you just see the arm going and then a dog's head. What's your dog called again, Vince?
That would be Archie.
Archie.
Yeah.
Archie makes more appearances on our shows than anybody else, I think. Archie is always there.
Archie's
Generally,
definitely the
yeah.
name of a Bond villain sidekick.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure.
Like Odd Job or something like Archie.
Get the car, Archie.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. So That's it, guys. This is our podcast for this week. So the only thing left to stay is stay shifty.
Stay shifty.